My recent romp through Mario Wonder was an absolute blast. It was such a welcome change after the dearth of new 2D Mario games, and letting the Wonder effects take center stage was a great way to make each level stand out. With all that said though, a couple things nagged at me while playing through it, and each time my mind went to Super Mario World for some reason. When I heard there were secret exits to a Star World, I was taken back to the secret world in Mario World, with how you could jump around the map and also the ingenuity required to access those secret exits. But in Wonder, you can only beat the star levels one at a time, and in general, there are actually very few secret exits. Also, the lack of bosses made me miss the Koopalings, who I never thought I'd miss. In general, Mario World and Mario Wonder have a lot in common, most notably their propensity to break their own rules. In this video, I'm going to draw some comparisons to show their similarities, but also how World did so many things better than Wonder, and also every other 2D Mario. Let me provide some context before jumping in. Mario World came out just 5 years after the original Super Mario Bros., and just 2 years after their best work so far with Mario Bros. 3. Both of those games were critically acclaimed, but going back and replaying them now makes it obvious that they lack a lot of content compared to games today. But on a new system, the SNES, Mario World delivered more exits, more enemies, and way more difficult levels. Even though it came out so quick after Mario 3, it shares almost nothing with its predecessor. They even ditched the separate areas that Mario 3 established, opting for a completely different map style. When talking about Mario World, a good place to start is the name of the game. Both games are named aptly. Mario Wonder for the wonder that its flowers invoke. No, not those flowers. And as for Mario World, its map is a giant world. No, literally, the map forms a globe if you stitch it all together. You're no longer just walking right, up, down, and left to traverse the map. You climb vines, cross bridges, and enter mysterious tunnels to get through the levels. The level locations match the themes too. In the woods, the background is surrounded by trees. In the cave, you're in this spooky deep water area. And whenever Mario goes half underwater, you're in for a water level. It's stuff like this that seems small, but goes a long way for the immersion of the world. Wonder's map is very cool too, and certainly a step up from the new Soups games, but the way everything links together in World, including the Star World which lets you visit other sections of the map, is just peak. I can't find any better way to describe it. You might have noticed in Mario Wonder that Mario flips his arms back if you do a running jump, just like in Mario World. You might think it's just a cute little reference, but the jumping mechanics are actually very similar to those in World. The inertia you experience in the air is way less than other 2D Marios. It's extremely easy to move during a jump. However, World's platforming is way more precise due to a lack of midair spin or wall kicks. It's similar to New Super Mario Bros. DS in this way, where your jumps need to be well planned or you'll die. This is a vital element of Mario platforming. But Mario Wonder really diminishes this element. Most of the difficulty in Wonder is in not getting hit by enemies, which is why Yoshi and Nabbit are so effective for younger kids. This is the general direction that Mario games have taken lately, especially with the number of badges in Wonder that make death pits a complete joke. This is most obvious in the castle or palace levels. In Mario World, these are life-changing experiences. The number of times you fall in lava pits requires a huge pile of lives before attempting these beasts. In Wonder, the palace levels are pretty much the same difficulty as any other level. And don't even get me started on the airship auto-scrollers that have the lamest bosses ever. Of course, there's nothing inherently wrong about easy games, but overcoming difficulty with consistent rewards is at the core of Mario, and when it's done well is when Mario is at its most fun. So clearly Wonder isn't as difficult as the classic 2D Marios, but what separates it from the new Soups games is its willingness to break its own rules, which I found super refreshing during my playthrough. You start the game by having to go to each world in order, but then they let you do worlds 4, 5, and 6 in whatever order you want. Not to mention the countless Wonder effects that just break your brain, like walking on walls or playing as a Goomba. Mario World also loves to do this, and I think it does it just as effectively, or maybe even more so. As one example, the spooky cave level ends by touching a strange green orb. Like, no flagpole or key? Okay then. Right before it, there's a level where the normal exit forms a loop that doesn't take you anywhere. And right before that, there's a level whose areas change depending on how many coins you collect, and also how fast you play it. These are just one-off ideas that keep the player on their toes, even when they feel like they have the whole game figured out by then. And don't even get me started on the outrageous mechanics in Special Zone, like the level where you have to stay as Balloon Mario the whole time. There's a fine line between breaking its own rules effectively and just trolling the player to annoy them that Mario World walks extremely well. Every 2D Mario game from World onward is extremely fun to play for basically all ages. But with so many entertainment avenues for kids these days, modern Mario games need to have options for kids not to get too frustrated, or else they'll quit and go browse TikTok. However, even if you're not using Yoshi or Nabbit, it's still very easy to avoid death pits, and this greatly diminishes the experience for any older gamers with even a tiny bit of platforming knowledge. On the other hand, Mario World sits firmly at the top of the platforming difficulty curve, while also offering a crazy number of level and enemy designs that keep it fresh and separate it from Mario 1 and 3. Just look at Special Zone for some insanely engaging level designs. Mario Wonder is amazing for what it is. But for an overall 2D Mario experience, World is better, and here's why. Sakurai, the Smash Bros. Developer, has described the push and pull of a game as the main driver of its fun. Basically, does the game reward you an appropriate amount for how much work you put in? For Mario Wonder, the answer is unclear. Finding a really difficult secret exit in 1-2 rewards you with 50 purple coins, while simply revisiting a level later on can get you into the secret area for the world. This inconsistency brought me frustration when I played, and reduced my motivation to look for secrets, since there's no promised reward. On the other hand, Mario World showed absolute mastery of the push and pull. To get the rewards, you always need to overcome a tough challenge. The intense difficulty of a castle is met with a nice satisfying cutscene where you destroy it and get one step closer to saving all the baby Yoshis. And of course, exploration into strange areas almost always nets you a great reward. It does troll you on occasion, but even then it feels deliberate and completely within the game's boundaries. Like with the level with the normal exit that looks like it's leading somewhere on the map, but just takes you back to the level, it's still rewarding to see the area being cleared. Even the strange autumn bonus for clearing the Special Zone is somehow an upgrade from the voice badge you get for beating the final level in Wonder. One additional element of push and pull in Mario World is the Switch Palace. There are 4 Switch Palaces located throughout the map that can be reached, requiring you to go out of your way in the process. Once cleared, these provide permanent blocks that can help you with the platforming, or even provide items. Mario Wonder actually reused this mechanic in the form of a badge that places blocks in a similar fashion. So you obviously see the difference here. One reward requires getting a secret exit in the level, and maybe even beating more levels, while the other reward is basically handed to you if you have a few purple coins to spare. I think this perfectly sums up the difference between the two games. I'm a huge fan of basically every 2D Mario game, and I definitely prefer Mario Wonder to the last 2 games we got in the new Super Mario Bros. Series. But I do feel more joy overcoming a tough challenge in a level than I do collecting a Wonder Seed, especially when the exhaustion sets in from seeing 10 crazy Wonder effects in like less than an hour. For my money, no 2D Mario games have done it as well as Mario World did, and I'm not sure if any will ever again. Thank you so much for watching. This is the first video I made for the new channel, and it was a blast to make, so I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite 2D Mario is in the comments below.